Hello everyone, Lewis Crompton here, and this is not financial advice. Do you want to change your life in some form of way? And if you're honest, does it really come down to having more money and being happier? It probably does. And change that we want is often rooted in a desire to make our lives better, to make our lives happier. Now, there are two major things that help us to have wealthier, healthier and happier lives. And for me, those two things are time and money. Now, I made a conscious and determined choice a little over 9 years ago now in order to change my life for the better. That is when I discovered trading accidentally, and in that moment, the decision I made in a hotel conference room in London on a wet October day led me to the life that I always wanted. And I want to share how it did that and why it did that with you now. And if you want to learn about how to do money better, how to make more of it in less time, then make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you turn on alerts so you know when our videos are coming out. Now, when I discovered trading, I was working in retail. I worked retail after my degree as it was the only job that I could get, believe it or not. Initially, I was on the shop floor, but I worked hard and I got myself promoted up into the head office in central London. Now, my life was actually a bit miserable. I was earning just £19,000 per year, trapped at a desk and traveling 3 hours per day in and out from work. I was a rat, trapped in a rat race, and I wasn't even getting enough cheese to make it worth it, and God knows I like cheese. I started to picture my life if I continued doing the same thing day in and day out. And I looked at my boss's boss and I knew his salary because I checked it online, and it didn't match the level of stress that he had to take on, and it actually demotivated me from wanting to get promoted within that company because I didn't want to take on that extra level of stress for such little money. Any pay rise in that job would never create the lifestyle that I wanted. So why bother? Why continue doing something which will categorically not give me the money or the time that I needed to live the life that I want? Why continue doing something that when I did have a family and when I did have kids, that I would be the worst version of myself for them because I'm stressed at work, barely see them, and not even be able to afford the kind of holidays that I would want for them? Probably out of guilt for not spending any time with them because I'm trapped at the office doing whatever. Now, I realized it was madness. And so I decided to start looking for something else, something that would let me make money with a small amount of time each day that I could do while being anywhere in the world. Initially, I thought the answer was going to be property. So I spoke to some friends of mine that I went to university with, shout out to Pete and Debs, and they recommended a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it talked a lot about buying assets, not liabilities. And that is why I thought property would be the best route for me. Reality is, I didn't have any money back then. So I didn't know how I was going to become a property investor. I ended up seeing an advert one day on the train on my way to that boring office job for a seminar about property investment hosted by Rich Dad Poor Dad. I was like, brilliant, fantastic. So I decided to sign up. So I went online and I did sign up for the event. But by a twist of fate, I accidentally signed up for the wrong thing. I signed up for a trading seminar, and I only found out when I got to the Bloomsbury Hotel in central London, you can find it's in Tottenham Court Road, that they wouldn't let me in to the property event. So I remember hearing about what trading the financial markets actually was because they put me into that seminar, which I had registered for. And I heard how it actually worked. I heard how I could turn whatever money I had, which was a small amount back then, into substantial wealth. Then they told me I could do it anywhere in the world as long as I had a laptop and an internet connection, which I had both of. So instantly I was hooked and I thought I can maybe make this work. I instantly decided it was for me. This is what I was going to do, and I was going to commit myself to the process fully of learning the skill set of trading. I believed that it could change my life, and it did. What I haven't told you is that commitment to do that came with a big investment into myself, a big price tag. And I have this phrase that I credit with allowing me to progress and to grow in life and be successful in various areas. And that is this: I am clever enough to know that I'm dumb enough that I need help. And as a result of that phrase, I have always looked for help from experts in any area that I've wanted success or growth. That has saved me years of time in progress and thousands of pounds in mistakes along the way because they help me shortcut that journey. I actually invested more than half of my annual salary at the time into myself while I was in retail back then, into getting around the right people, getting access to the right knowledge and access to the right processes and systems. Knowledge and processes I later refined and improved and used to then birth Star Trading, my trading education company, if you don't know what that is. At the time I invested that much into myself, I didn't have the money. I just didn't categorically. I was on 19 grand a year. I didn't have savings. My parents couldn't help me. I simply didn't have the money. So how did I afford it? How did I do it? Like I said, I was committed. I was serious. I knew this was going to be the thing that changed my life. And so I had to go all in, and I did. I burned my boats, if you understand that analogy. To make it happen, I took out a credit card and I took out a bank loan, both. I took out more than I needed on that loan so I could use some of the loan to pay the debt itself for a few months, giving myself a bit of a buffer. And then I transferred the credit card balance to a 0% credit card so I wasn't paying extra interest on it. And then the work to become a successful trader started. When I got home, I printed off an A4 sign that said, "I am a trader." I printed off another one which said, "Change requires action," and I put them on my wall. And I used both of those as mindset hacks and reminders that I needed to put in the work, and I was now operating as a trader. Every day I would get up earlier so I had time to learn and apply my new knowledge before I would go to work. I learned, I tested, I applied the knowledge, and I got feedback from my mentors every single day. Well, not every single day. Some days I did miss it as I was too tired, too sick, too hungover, whatever it was, or I just needed a break, and that's okay. However, more days I was consistent than I wasn't. As a result of that work, after just 7 months, I was trading live and I was trading profitably. I was able to leave my job and start to travel the world after just 7 months of being on this mentorship process. I did it. I was out of the rat race. I was now living the life that I wanted to live, making money trading and traveling the world. As I grew my account and after I left my job, that is when the opportunities started to come up and new doors started to open for me, all because of trading. I was invited to share the same stage as Robert Kiyosaki in South Africa, in Cape Town, and share my journey to becoming a successful trader. After that, they asked me to start teaching on behalf of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Of course, I accepted. What an honor. One thing I did was I linked up my traveling plans with the teaching events that they had around the globe so that I was able to teach this incredible and life-changing skill to others, all while I was traveling the world. Now, over the years of teaching and traveling all around the world, I spoke and taught tens of thousands of people, and I learned a heck of a lot. Not just about myself, not just about trading and the processes that it requires, but also about how to teach others, how to help others master this skill set, how they can understand the process and build the life of more choice, more money, more freedom, and more fun for themselves, for their families, all through trading. I was able to refine my own process to mean that I only needed to trade for 30 minutes per day and still make consistent and great profits. When I did that, it opened up again a whole new world. I didn't need to be trapped at my laptop for hours on end. I was free. Truly. Through my adventures, through my travels, and through all the different kinds of people that I met many investors, and I started learning more about property investment. So I decided I was going to start investing in property as well, and I could do that because I had managed to build up my trading account to the point that this would be possible. And because of the successes that I'd made through trading, and people had seen that, they'd observed that journey for years, I had people looking to give me money to invest for them. And I was able to convince them that property was a really good way to go with that investment. So I could generate them a really healthy return whilst having it asset backed in property. And as a result of trading, within 18 months of starting property investment, I was able to buy 10 properties. Now, there is absolutely no way that I would have been able to do that if it was not for trading. If I had have started with property, then I still don't think I would even have, maybe 5 years later, had the same growth in property that I'd had in just 18 months. Trading was my doorway to all other forms of investment that I now have. One thing that many people don't know about me is that when I was 18 years old, I trained as a counselor because I wanted to help people heal, to live better lives, live happier lives. The core of my being has always been to help others, to leave a positive impact on them. And that is why for me, the crowning glory of my trading journey has been the ability to help others master this incredible skill. Star Trading allows me to partner my passion for helping people with my skill set of trading and my skill set of teaching, which is literally in my blood. As my parents are teachers, their parents were teachers, their parents were probably teachers as well, or something. Sadly, none of my family were business people. That would also have been pretty great, and I would have loved to have had that leg up and that opportunity to learn from them. Anyway, I digress. So because of trading, I was able to walk away from a lot of organizations, both occupational and spiritual, that didn't align truly with allowing me to be who I was, to live the life that I wanted. And it gave me the freedom to explore and discover new passions and what I'm truly passionate about. The choices I get to make today are based solely on what I believe to be the best for me and for my loved ones. Now that is freedom. Being able to make those choices, only factoring in the people you want to. There was one trading day where I actually realized I was free. I'd been out of my job for about 6 months or so, and it was the middle of the working week, like Wednesday or something. And I got up, I placed my trades like I always did. That day I think it took me about 20 minutes, and then I got into my car, I picked up my sister and I drove to the north of England to see my gran. It was actually her 90th birthday. And when I got there, I checked my phone, and that one day I'd made 6% growth on my account from the trades that I'd made in the morning. And that is when it hit me. I was free. I was doing what I wanted, when I wanted, with whom I wanted. Now that is freedom. And that is why I'm so passionate about sharing this skill set with people. And as a result of that, and as an outworking of that, I would like to invite you to something quite special that I have on offer for you. So you can find it in the comment section below this video. Make sure that you follow that link and take a look at it. It may just change your life. And if you want to learn more about how to do money better, how to make more of it in less time, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you share this video with someone who you think it might inspire or who may find it helpful. My name is Lewis Crompton, and this is not financial advice.